した。必死になってさ、今日の後のことがないとなじり合い、涙がバラくたばるまでの退屈していたこともいいんだよ。僕たちが定まの花目で何も面白くないと勝手に熱と知って何を潜めるざまにボタンと口上げて思考でいじった不感症になってしまった僕が探してたどり着いた究極と同じのコンテンツ、人は作業で知って努力、よりとらる人のような無限大遮断の空気を祭り騒ぎ、バカが突き出しに行き明かし、秋がらす伝統で締めと楽しさにえる僕らはどういった笑い求める、笑いすぎてほら煽りすぎてほら笑いすぎてほら煽りすぎてほら。
Alright, hello everybody, and welcome back to OMLN4 Long Note 4th edition. We're finally getting into this next match after following a couple of other matches. It is going to be Nepijin versus a Stereotype in this round of 16. It's going to be a bit of an interesting match, especially as we are slowly and steadily just getting into these closer matchups. Both these players being pretty well known in the tournament scene, I would say. Nepijin being obviously very well known within the United States, and Stereotype being a pretty good player as well. Both these players, I believe, playing within MWC, so definitely some familiar faces for most people, I would say. As we are getting into this, it looks like we'll be seeing a Protect on Wildcard pool from Nepijin, Protect on Coordination 1 from Stereotype, a ban on Density 2, and Coordination 3. I will be your commentator is no. We have another one. We are going to have to wait just a little bit, but immediately going into Density 3, coming from Nepijin, is going to be our custom song of the round. I'm interested to see how this one goes specifically. I would say maybe out of all of the other LN densities, maybe this one's a bit on the side to hold good accuracy on. Here we go, as we're slowly getting into the mix of things. We're just gonna have to really see who has the advantage in here, but I'm finally going to be joined by my co-commentator, Ongen. Hello, how are you doing today?
I'm doing decent. Stuff just happened in my home, so I was a bit late. iPhone stuff. Hopefully it would not disrupt this map any further. Let's wait into Nepijin versus Stereotype, two very well-known players.
Yeah, I mean, you came just right in time, especially as we're just starting things off, and especially as we're starting with a pretty good song as well.
Yeah, a custom song after all from our artists Silas and Ifia Winter, and also of course custom made by Epic Man, a very high BPM oriented density focused map. There'll be a bit of a transitions, which is usually the drop sessions. Knowing these two players are one of the highest accuracy players throughout the entire community, we'll see how they handle this shield and slide the session.
Yeah, I guess in a way you can kind of say this is like a bit of a more speedier density pick, especially as it isn't as like dense as something like Density 2, but it's also not like too awkward to hold good accuracy on compared to Density 1. Kind of just being on that kind of easier side, just really focusing on that speed aspect, as both these players are doing so well. Like you said, their accuracies are just phenomenal.
Yeah, 99.93, complete no problem for Nepijin, the possibly this year's possibly one of the favorites to win, and he does drop a bit of accuracy on the final part of the map, but that a bit of accuracy is still a great war accuracy from this American player. 99.91 closing out the gates against 99.85 from Stereotype.
Yeah, really impressive accuracies from both these players. I mean, it's easy to see why they're in the higher seats. It's easy to see why they're winners. I mean, both of them just choking off that V1 SS, but 144 and 253, holding more than the 10-1. That's so impressive, especially as like we're in a little bit of like an awkward stage when it comes to holding good accuracy.
Yeah, absolutely no problem for both of these players. It's just Nepijin's is the best player. Like, what can I say? This is absolutely one of the best player performers you can ever ask for. Reaching to non-human territory on the ratio department, but this is every time Nepijin plays, this just shows up. It just shows up like that.
It's definitely scary to have to go against him, but hey, who knows? Maybe we might see Stereotype get a point or two. It looks like we're going into our technical one pick. It is going to be a bit of a more awkward one. A lot of these like really weird mappings in terms of both the graces and the releases, so it's definitely going to be awkward for both of these players, but we'll see how they both handle it.
Seemingly, Nepijin will be focusing on most of the regular maps, density maps, seeing his pick directions and his bend directions. The Stereotype will be focusing on the weird map, seemingly protecting coordination 1, picking technical 1. I would say the two very weird gimmicky maps of the pool. After all, this map has a lot of weird releases, and it's easy for players to trip up after all. Some of these like slower maps are like very gimmicky, awkward maps. This technically not the strongest slot for Nepijin, and he's usually stronger in like a rise territory, density territory, but like this is still not exactly super weak, like weakness for him. Like he's still holding a 99.94 at the start of the map.
Yeah, absolutely. I like how you stated like this and coordination 1 being like those like awkward picks, because I would agree so much with you on that. Like especially this one, from my experience playing it, it's so easy just to drop left and right. It's so much to handle, and then having to hold a good accuracy on that while also holding that combo, it's just so much at the same time. It's easy for either of these players to just slip up at any point.
1,400 combo mark already. Are halfway through the map. This map does not really get like a lot harder. It just throughout the entire map, it's just gimmicky, hard to hack, not really that dense at all. Hard to release, a lot of like different flow releases, which you see right here. It's very hard for players to handle, and once again Nepijin just showing up that why he is the best player in the tournament so far, possibly scoring on double S-ing the map still.
Yeah, I mean both these players are just holding such good accuracies. It just comes to a point where you can't really do much outside of what you're doing already. I mean, a 99.81 on a pick like this is so impressive, and even if we do see just a little bit of an act drop, I mean, can you blame either of these players?
We do see a 200 being dropped on the Stereotype, but not really gonna matter at all, as he's against such a monster beast. As long as you hit more than 100 300s, you are already lost a match, and there he goes. First score V1 double S we have ever seen today. Nepijin closing up with a 99.92 on an absolutely annoying to act map, and he's like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's impressive. Not to discredit Stereotype, because I mean that's such a good score as well. I mean, I think it was like a 10 as well, but it looks like we're immediately going into Nepijin's attack, and it is going to be wildcard 3, a pretty mixed wildcard, I would say. I mean, you have a lot of kind of pseudo density patterns, love these like pseudo coordination patterns, and then these really awkward patterns in general with those like graces and the releases.
Yeah, a lot of like slider, rolling type of like launches throughout the second part of the map. It gets a bit weirder, but I would say this is still kind of more on the straightforward side on the chorus. On most of the map in general, it's like your modern-ish freeform dump pick. Many improvisations on this song.
Yeah, I mean, especially like the ending, like you said, like the courses, they're kind of fine. They're not like as bad, but like this beginning, it's not as bad, but it does show like that kind of semblance of like the trickiness, and it gets a lot worse within the ending as well. So they're definitely gonna have to focus a lot, and it's definitely gonna have to be one of those like pigs where you have to just keep concentrating harder and harder as you go on, because if you just lose focus ever so slightly, that can easily be a draw.
Yeah, I would say this one is actually quite similar to the density slots. It just probably the highest in terms of physicality outside of like density 3 and 2. You see, I got like those high-ish BPM patternings and also quite dense throughout the entire map. Just a bit lower BPM than I guess density 1, but other than that, the throughout the entire map you just need to. It's just very dense, like a lot of notes throughout the entire map. Both players are actually doing very well in terms of accuracy. Stereotype actually really behind Nepijin's this time, 99.88. That's a fantastic score and a half, and probably able to beat most of the players. But he's against the number 1 seeded, unfortunately, and the number 1 seeded players is still going on ham. And here comes a weird session.
Yeah, Stereotype's doing so good. I mean, I think this is like the closest gap they've had in this entire match. And I mean, hey, who knows? If Nep does find a mess up in any of these sections, it could immediately go to Stereotype. I mean, we've seen the accuracies be so close, and especially as we get into this section, which just requires so much finger control and has so much LN strain in general, it's easy to mess up, whether it be a miss or a great. But we'll have to see if either of these players really mess up. I mean, they've been so consistent so far, especially with those accuracies.
Nothing you can do when these patterns are just not hard enough for him to miss. And Nepijin will be closing out another point here. These patterns are not straining for both of our players. This is what happens when it comes to like one of the hardest, strongest tournament players on our screen right here. Two double S's from two double S's from our players. But Nepijin once again winning the accuracy battle from the ratios. He is just a monster and a half. And Stereotype also a monster and a half, but unfortunately he's against an even better player. It's very good job for double S-ing the map, and he is still trying to find ways to take a point off this player.
Yeah, both of those scores are so impressive. I mean, I think just seeing one double S on V1 is already impressive, but seeing two V1 double S's is just insane.
Of course, we're gonna be into the gimmicky pack of the pool. Once this map map coordination one has been the hidden to reminiscence of Taiko tournaments, where the map is either being picked or being banned. There's no like the only way it not get banned is just to protect it, and this is Stereotype's protect, and very makes sense for him to just go for this pick. You can't win on solid ratios, rigid accuracies, and rigid flow patternings, density, and such. And then how about a weird map, a gimmicky map that you just spam playing, that you possibly has a chance to take a point off such like a low BPM, low density type of map, as we do see Stereotype will be the one in the lead. It's the first time we see him being in the lead. Even though it's only 2-digit, but the lead is still a lead.
Yeah, absolutely. You get what you can take, and so far they're tied already, which is insane. I mean, I'm assuming this is going to be a very, very close pick. I mean, this being less physical allows for both of them to really concentrate, and especially with how we saw Tech 1, I think, and then Wildcard 3 go, it's obvious that both of these players have such good release foundation, so it's just going to be a pure act battle at this point.
Yeah, especially this map, I don't think this map will make people mess. This is just barely 3.5 star. Lowest density by far. It's all about the accuracy, and we do see Stereotype dropping 200 over there, and now Nepijin will be the one in the lead.
Yeah, Stereotype just unfortunately being the first one to drop a great, it seems. And I mean, with this pick specifically, if you just drop, you drop so much, because like you said, it's the lowest star rating, so it has like the lowest snow count in the entire pool, so every single judgment matters so much more.
Yeah, we are gonna be here stuck in here for 4 minutes. It's also stamina, not to your fingers, but to your mental. You need to be mentally prepared for a pick like this. Okay, let's go. all these snow nodes you just have to release on time, and it's annoying to play. Finally reaching 1,000 combo mark, which is very rare for a map that we past 2-minute mark. It's barely hit 1,000 combo, and we see a miss on a pick that you cannot afford a miss.
Yeah, that's just so unfortunate. I mean, we saw like the lead being so close, but as we just continue on, it just staggers away by so much. It's just unfortunate. I mean, you don't typically expect a miss on a pick like this one, considering that you think it's the easiest physically, but I think the fact that this pick requires so much mental stamina, and just the fact that like these releases are like separated by so much yet so little, it makes it easy to just mess up at any given point.
It's looking really close for the entire map, but I think that miss may already seal up the deal. Unless we do a magic spells on Nepijin, this strong of player, find a miss, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's not gonna miss. If I do the spell, he's gonna keep on at 99.94%.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really too much that Stereotype can really do at this point, unless we see Nepijin mess up quite a bit, which it is unlikely, but hey, never say never. Things could easily switch around at the last second. But Stereotype is really gaining just a little bit of accuracy as we go on, which is just so impressive still.
Yeah, the magic spell did not work, and I think it's gonna be a bit too late for Stereotype to come back. Like, it will not reach the combo cap at this point, so the damage you miss here would not really matter, and there it goes, Stereotype. Despite doing such a strong score, I mean, a miss here does hurt a lot for his score, but his accuracy is absolutely wonderful on a pick like this, but you are just against whatever the hell that score is, 99.93 from Nepijin. Oh my god.
That is just insane. I mean, we're in round of 16, so obviously things have gotten quite a little bit harder, but still, I mean, you don't expect like this high of a score when you start to get into like these later rounds. But I mean, we still see it. I mean, Stereotypes being just so good as well. It's just that miss that did mess up quite a bit.
He almost got less than 100, 300 on Nepijin. Stereotype, or I do believe he will be able to beat up against a strong player from last match, like very close to Miyuchi, but unfortunately not enough against this guy, and he instantly pick up coordination too. And it's time for the funny map.
Yeah, immediately going off into coordination too. This one, it's so difficult. I mean, from my experience playing it, it's so easy to like focus really hard on trying to act it that you end up just forgetting to either let go or just tap the note that comes right after.
The flow of this map is kind of non-existent. It's basically a lot of anchors left and right, and then we would have the shield transitions into another anchor, which the shield is the main break of the flow, and it makes the map feels very awkward, and the shield is kind of as like improvisations. It's like a structure of the map that it changed flows. For now, these weird maps has been making this match a bit closer rather than your regular density picks where Nepijin has been demolishing the others on ratio. So these type of maps is kind of missable. Seemingly a bit of a risky pick from Nepijin, but we'll see how he does. So far, both players are extremely close. Stereotype was actually in the lead for 1 point here.
Yeah, I mean, this one's just so awkward in general. We're starting to see the accuracies really come together ever so slightly. And I would say this pick also has like a huge focus on just finger control as well, and just overall hold strain, especially with some of these like shields like you mentioned being part of this. It adds that aspect of coordination that isn't all that common sometimes, but within this pick we see it very heavily.
The anchor section did make Stereotype dropping down to 99.8. Guys, it's dropping down to 99.8, and I can't believe saying that dropping down to 99.8 is a drop down, but that kind of says how strong both of these players are when 99.8 is already considered as the lower one, as Nepijin has been just 99.9 every single map so far, and he is keeping it. Even these weird map, slow map, density map, no map is challenging him, and he is here to clean sweep once again.
There's just so little that you can really do at this point, except for hope a miss happens, because Stereotype's score is so good already. I mean, that score, like you said in a previous pick, it would beat out a lot of these players already. What do you do at this point? I mean, both of them are just so good.
Nothing you can do. You're just gonna close it out. On that score from Nepijin, he did drop a 200 at the end, so it dropped his scores and accuracies by a bit, but that is a score and a half, and the GG well played. Stereotype trying his best, almost scoring to SSMF as well, same as Nepijin, dropping 1-200 and a fantastic ratio. But unfortunately, sometimes you're just up against these beasts that you have nothing to do against.
Yeah,
GG well played.
There just wasn't that much that could have really been done. I mean, those scores from both these players are so impressive, not to discredit any of them, and it's unfortunate to see someone like Stereotype going into the losers bracket, especially with those scores. I mean, that's gonna be scary, whoever like has to face him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that 955 from Stereotype, it will even beat some of the winners bracket players, such as the previous couple of matches that has played at the CO2, which is Poker's match. Stereotype score would have matched Poker's scores on that, which is absolutely insane that he can actually even meet up like head to head against like single digit seeding players, but against the number 1 seed, the player to favorites to win the tournament is unfortunately just not close. It's so close yet so far against this number 1 seed.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate circumstance, but that will conclude this match. And look over at the schedule, and it looks like the next match will actually be happening in about 40 minutes, and then after that it is a long wait for the next few matches, so definitely stay tuned for those ones. I mean, we have some interesting matches coming up already.
Yep, we have the 64 seed still surviving till nowadays, and there will be a head-to-head against an even higher seed this weekend. Hopefully, they will have a chance to make it to top 24 against Unitari. And we'll be seeing you guys at the final match in the morning block. My name is Youngin. Thanks for Snow being here, streaming, and co-casting with me at the same time. We'll be seeing you guys in 40 minutes.
Yeah, see you.